Are you sure you are a truly wholesome and full-fledged human being? What if I told you that you are more like any other domesticated animal instead? That you have been domesticated throughout your life, just like a dog or a cat is domesticated? You are already beginning to think that I am crazy. Hold on. I have a very good reason to believe what I have just said. Although you still believe that I am wrong and that you are as much a wholesome human being as anyone else. Fine, let me agree with you here. You are indeed as much a human being as anyone else is. However, what if I now tell you that the only reason for this is that almost all of those other human beings are just as domesticated as you are? Well, if you truly care about yourself and don't want to trust me blindly, just hang on till the end of this video. Be assured that you will more than agree with me as we move ahead. Not only that, you will also start taking decisive and meaningful steps that will change your entire perspective of your life and lead you to realizing and being your true self. So let's move ahead on this wonderful vibes journey of self-realization and self-development. Now just sit back and think very clearly. In order to domesticate, teach and train a dog or a cat, what is the strategy the trainers use? Obviously, the reward and punishment. Now try to recollect, as a child, how many times you have been told, you are a good boy, or you are a good girl, when you did what mom and dad wanted you to do? And how many times you were reprimanded, you are a bad girl, or you are a bad boy when you did not do as you were told? Just think. And you know this continued even as you grew up. When you went against the rules, you were punished a countless number of times, and when you went along with the rules, you got a reward that many times. Soon, without realizing, you started disliking being punished and became eager to receive the reward. You developed a very strong need for rewards, and an equally strong need for avoiding punishments. Since getting a reward makes you feel good, you keep doing what others want you to do. Similarly, because of the fear of being punished or just at the thought of not getting the reward, you start pretending to be what you are not. You try to please your parents, your teachers, friends, colleagues, bosses, clients, your spouse, children, almost everyone around you. However, soon you realize how difficult it is to genuinely please everyone. So what do? You start acting. You pretend to be what you are not. Just because you are afraid of being rejected or punished, you become someone that you are not. You end up becoming a domesticated creature that wags its tail in anticipation of the reward. And when you have grown old enough for your mind to understand all this, you learn to use the word, no. The adults say, don't do this and don't do that. And you rebel and say, no. Actually, you rebel because you are defending your personal freedom. You want to be yourself, but you are too weak and meek to resist. And there is no reason to blame yourself for this, the entire system is pitted against you. After a certain time, you are afraid because you know that every time you do something wrong, you are going to be punished. All your normal tendencies are lost in this process of domestication. You always become agreeable to the beliefs of the society in which you live, irrespective of whether you genuinely subscribe to those beliefs or not. In fact, you simply lose your ability to raise challenging questions as a consequence of your domestication. The influence of this domestication is so strong that at a certain point in your life, you no longer need your parents, your school teachers, or anyone else to domesticate you. By then you are so well trained that you become your own domesticator. You are an auto-domesticating creature. You can now aptly domesticate yourself according to the system of punishment and reward. You punish yourself when you don't follow the rules, and reward yourself when you follow the rules and revel in the false hope that you are a good boy or a good girl. This belief system is like an unwritten guidebook that rules your mind and, in consequence, the quality of your life. Without a question, whatever is in that guidebook is your truth. You base all of your judgments on the book, even if these judgments go against your very own inner nature and your very own dreams. And you do this even without being aware of the damage it is causing to your very experience of existence. Once this guidebook of domestication has firmly settled in your mind, it doesn't stop there. It takes total control of your behavior. Using the book as a reference, you judge everybody and everything. Everything you do or don't do, everything you think or don't think, and everything you feel or don't feel, everything lives under the decree of this judge. Every time you do something that goes against this book of domestication, the judge pronounces that you are guilty, you need to be punished, and you should feel ashamed of yourself. And you suffer the punishment. And this happens again and again throughout your life. When you have had enough of these abusive judgments, the next consequential facet of your life's suffering surfaces. It is called the victim. The victim carries the blame, the guilt, and the shame. It is that part that of you says, "Poor me, I'm not good enough, I'm not intelligent enough, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not worthy of love, poor me." And the big judge within you agrees and says, "Yes, you are not good enough." And this is all based on a belief system that you never even chose willingly. These beliefs are so strong that even years later, when you are exposed to new concepts and try to make your own decisions, you find that these beliefs still control your life. Whenever you think of rebelling against the system of domestication so deeply embedded within you, it brings in a feeling of a funny sensation in your heart, and that sensation is called fear. Breaking the rules opens up your emotional wounds, and your reaction is to create an emotional poison. Because everything that is present in the unwritten book has to be true. Anything that challenges what you believe is going to make you feel unsafe. Even if the book is wrong, what matters the most to you is that it makes you feel safe. That is exactly why you need a great deal of courage to recognize and defy your domestication and to challenge your own beliefs. Because even if you know you didn't choose all these beliefs, it is unfortunately true that you have fully accepted them. This acceptance is so strong that even if you understand it is not true, you cling to them and continue to endlessly experience the blame, the guilt, and the shame that you suffer whenever you go against these rules. However, it is time to realize that all these rules exist only in your mind. The earlier you realize this, the better. How many times should you pay for one mistake? The ironical answer is all the time. The human being is the only domesticated animal on Earth that pays 1,000,000 times for the same mistake. The rest of the animals, whether domesticated or not, pay only once for every mistake they make. But not the humans. They have a powerful memory. They make a mistake, judge themselves, find themselves guilty, and punish themselves endlessly. Every time you remember or others remind you, the result is the same. You judge yourself once again and are guilty once again. Punish yourself again and again and again. Does this make any sense? How many times do you make your spouse, your children, your parents, your friends pay for the same mistake? Every time you remember the mistake, you blame them again and send them all the emotional poison you feel about the injustice they may have inflicted upon you once upon a time, and then make them pay again for the same mistake. Is that justice? The judge in your mind is wrong because the entire belief system of human domestication itself is wrong. The whole concept is baseless. Almost all of the beliefs you were compelled to store in your mind are nothing but lies, and you suffer and make everyone else suffer, just because you believe in all these lies. This has led almost every human civilization, since the dawn of its existence until this present day, to accept that it is normal for humans to suffer, to live in fear, and to create emotional dramas leading to lives filled with misery and death inflicted through tyranny. Entire human history has been degraded through rampant exercise of violence, fear, war, and injustice. If you look at the human society, you see a place so difficult to live in, because it is ruled by fear and tremendous injustice. If you compare the human society with the description of hell that religions all around the world have promulgated, you will find they are exactly the same. Religions say that hell is a place of punishment, a place of fear, pain, and suffering, a place where the fire burns you. Fire is generated by emotions that come from fear. Whenever you feel the emotions of anger, jealousy, envy, or hate, you experience a fire burning within you. You are living in a dream of hell. If you consider hell as a state of mind, then hell is all around you. Some may warn you that if you don't do what they say you should do, you will go to hell. But the sorry truth is that everyone is already in hell, including the people who tell you that. No human can condemn another to hell because you are already there. Thankfully, this can be true, only if you allow this to happen. But it takes a lot of courage and determination to understand your reality and be yourself. It is very much possible to enjoy a pleasant life. All of humanity is searching for truth, justice, and beauty. You are on an eternal search for the truth, because you only believe in the lies that you have stored in your mind. You are searching for justice because in the belief system that you have, there is no justice. You search for beauty because it doesn't matter how beautiful a person is, you don't believe that the person has beauty. You keep searching and searching, when everything is already within you. There is no truth to find, it is already within you. Wherever you turn your head, all you could see is the truth, but with the beliefs you have stored in your mind, you have no eyes to see this truth and no willingness to experience this truth. You cannot see the truth because you have blinded yourself to everything other than your domestication. What blinds you is all those false beliefs you have in your mind. You have the need to be right and to make others feel wrong. You trust what you believe, and your beliefs set you up for suffering. It is as if you live in the middle of a dense fog that doesn't let you see further. You live in a fog that is not even real. This fog is a myth created through what you believe. Do not forget that the only thing you can be absolutely clear about is that you are alive at this point in time and you have a very limited time to experience this liveliness. You cannot be sure of any experiences before your birth or after your death. You need not affirm or deny any of the unimaginable possibilities that religions and sciences keep exploring endlessly about your status before or after your birth and death. But that can never bring you the same experience as you experience in the moment that is now. So what matters truly is to make the best of this now that you have in your experience. Let us pause here and shed the evils domestication has subjected us to. There is a lot more to be discovered on this wonderful journey. Until then, be yourself. If you feel you like this series of videos and it is benefiting you in some measure, please like the video, subscribe the channel and share the link with those you want to benefit from the same. It is also very important for our channel, as we cannot thrive without your support that we seek through your likes and subscriptions and sharing.